Wintergardens is an iconic spot for photographers and the general public, but it's never been shot at night. It's just sort of changing one variable, the lighting, you know, of an iconic spot that just completely gives you a different look.
So before we had to even think about the winter gardens, we were already photographing flowers at night. It was quite organic, so we'd go around at night, bring little mist water bottles, have some people vaping in front of the flowers, take some photos. It was all quite, for lack of a better word, ghetto.
We did a couple of test shots and then we shared it on our socials just to gauge interest, and people everyone we showed it to seemed to be quite taken with it. And so then we did started the process of applying for the permit to shoot in the winter gardens, which I think was probably the hardest hurdle, and we couldn't have done it without Canon. Canon's support really made this project what it was, and yeah, once we got that, the actual production and the actual shooting of it was relatively straightforward because we had done so many test shoots and we knew kind of what we were doing.
Yeah, it really came down to those first tests.
Okay, so firstly, like the flowers photographed very differently to how they were lit. So getting that sort of calibration right. Yeah. Like
so it was different from obviously what you saw on what the camera sees.
Yeah.
So we would have to cycle through all the spectrum and see what combinations would work well, whether it was better with the blue and the yellow together, or whether it was just all experimental. But we also had these little finger lights. We were able to play with putting them in the flowers gently.
We're so used to consuming imagery from our phone. That's the default way we consume content now, isn't it? Just through digital screens. Yeah. But if you go to any exhibition, just seeing the texture of the paper
or the details because they're right in front of you.
Yeah, and you can't scroll past it. You really have to take your time and think about them as works of art, and I think that's the context that an exhibition provides. You can't ever replicate that just digitally.
There'll always be a demand for print.
Absolutely.